Ria was a small kindergarten student, and her father used to come to pick her up from school every day. One day it started raining very heavily, and her father could not come. Ria started crying. Her teacher picked her up in her arms, wiped her tears, gave her food to eat, hugged her, and played games with her till her father was there to pick her up. This small incident left a deep impact on the mind of the young child. Every cell in our brain and every part of our body is a story built upon emotions of love, care, compassion, anger, hatred, and above all, peace. Everything in our environment, from the sound of the chirping birds to flowing water to the fire inside us, is a story to be unfolded. Each one of us have a dream, and we start with a small emotion. There is only a need to push that emotion. Therefore, the question arises, what is education in the 21st century? What is the role of an educator? What pedagogies should be adopted to make our children ready to face the world? I think that education is like building a story of courage, of confidence in your inner strength, of wisdom, of knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a simple question. How many of you will be able to fit in your old clothes which are 20 years old? Maybe some of you, but not all, as changes have taken place in our physique and fashion. So don't you think that the teacher should move away from the chalk and duster methodology to let the learner grow through his curiosity and discovery to bring about a change? I would again take you back to your childhood and ask you this, that how many of you remember your first fall as a toddler when you were learning to walk? How many of you remember your father standing at the corner of the room encouraging you to walk towards him, ignoring the fact that you had a fall, and the expression on his face when you reach the final destination? The facilitator today in the 21st century is like that father. She has to watch the God's creation put in her hand, develop and bloom through their curiosity, but to protect it from the excess information that is available on the dark web. In today's world where computer vision, natural language processing and statistical data is used by generative AI to create text, to create content, to create audio visual aids, can AI replace a teacher? No, I don't think so, because AI can mimic the behavior and intelligence pattern of humans, but is not a human. When we are happy, we pass on that positivity to all those who are around us. So, in the 21st century, there is a need to break away from the boundaries of the traditional classrooms and ignite innovation, spark innovation in the 21st century learner. We cannot clap without bringing our two hands together. And the facilitator and the learner are like these two hands in the 21st century, emotionally bound together to bring about a change and reach the desired result. Have you ever noticed the ants when they carry food to their hole, walking in a line collaborating, cooperating till they reach their end destination with resilience and patience? Have you ever noticed the monkeys in a jungle communicating with each other whenever they see an enemy approaching in their area? Therefore, I would like to ask you, my dear audience, what are the skills required in the 21st century to make the learners fight with competition, which even nature teaches us? Yes, my dear audience, collaboration, cooperation, communication, teamwork, respecting the dignity of each other are the essential things which are required, essential skills which are required in the 21st century learner, and which only the facilitator can build in the children and make them problem solvers. Mrs. Mohan was given a task to organize a Christmas carnival in her school. She gathered a bunch of 21st century learners and involved them in each and every step of the event. From talking to sponsors, to putting up the stalls, to even budgeting, they were involved in everything. Mrs. Mohan saw magic unfold in front of her. These 21st century learners were gathering information, analyzing information, creating solutions to their problems, and putting the best solution forward. They debated, they discussed, they fought, but ultimately they came to a conclusion without any ego or jealousy. Mrs. Mohan created a very successful event, and she created a batch of problem solvers. Our own kids at home are not ready to do the task allotted to them. The question why is always in front of their mouth. They keep on repeating the same mistakes again and again, in spite of us telling them very strongly not to do it, unless and until we give them a good reason, a good logic. This, my dear audience, is the mindset of the 21st century learner. They are continuously questioning, investigating, interpreting, and the facilitator should not be afraid of these questions. She should be happy, because these questions are an indicator that the 21st century learner is on the path of growth. And again, I would like to stress, we have to keep in mind also the multiple intelligences of the 21st century learner. Our children learn through various ways. Some of them are kinesthetic learners, they learn by doing. Some of them are visual learners, they learn more by seeing. Some of them are literary learners, they learn more by reading and writing. So the facilitator has to design activities to fulfill the needs of all these children. She has to focus on building the growth mindset in the children. She has to focus on inculcating the socio-emotional skills in the children. In this process, the facilitator is also a learner. Learning is a continuous process, and therefore there can be no boundaries set for inculcating wisdom and knowledge. And I would like to end by saying that future belongs to those who are ready to take courage, who are ready to take a risk, who are ready to question it, poke it, and turn everything upside down. I would also like to add one more thing over here. We have to instill the problem solving skills and make our students future ready. ChatGPT can give me the answer to all my questions, but If I see the earth falling in front of me and I have to take a decision in a split of a second whether to move towards my right or my left and save my sister, at that point of time, my human brain, my socio-emotional skills will only help me. Thank you.